Well, good afternoon and welcome to Midcap Radar. I'm Vivek Iyer and with me today is Hormaz Fatakia. Good afternoon, Hormaz. Well, it's been a very topsy-turvy day, but what's essentially happened is that the market has given up most of the gains that it's seen since morning. The Midcap index, maybe just for the sake of this particular show, is trending a little bit in the green. But despite that, if you look at the kind of sell-off that you've seen, it's been quite a steep sell-off that these stocks have seen, especially the broader end of the markets in the last hour and a half of the trading session I've seen. Hormaz, what are you looking at?
It's a very steep fall from the highs of the day. We've already broken below that mark of 24,000. We'll get to that in just a bit. But these are the headlines that we're looking at 1:30 this afternoon. Stock slip after a steady start ahead of the FNO expiry amid slim overseas queues with US markets shut for Thanksgiving. IT and auto are the big drags, even as PSU banks eke out some minor gains. Broader markets are relatively underperforming, though they have given up their gains as well.
Electronic Mart and Aditya Vision surge after Nuvama initiates coverage with a buy rating. Brokerage firm says that robust cash flow from Telangana will support expansion into NCR for Electronic Mart, while rising electronics penetration into Tier 2 cities could help Aditya Vision.
UBS has downgraded Amber Enterprises to a neutral rating, citing limited upside potential for the stock after over a 100% rally on the stocks in 2024. The brokerage, however, has raised its price target to 6,300. The stock falls up to 5%.
Paytm shares surged over 3% intraday to hit a fresh 52-week high after brokerage firm UBS raised its target price to Rs 1,000 from Rs 490 earlier.
And Godrej Properties floats a 6,000 crore rupee QIP priced at a significant discount, joining its peers in beefing up coffers for future growth. The realty major has a launch pipeline of 30,000 crores for FY25. It's a very steep sell-off as we are counting down to the Nifty expiry today. And until the start of today's trading session, it was a dramatic turnaround. What was poised to be another negative series after a 2,000-point drop in the month of October. We were up 70 points courtesy the Maharashtra election results and the resultant up move that we saw on the Nifty. But for now, we are down almost 260 points, almost 350 points off the highs of the day. And that is showing up on the index as well. The bulls fighting tooth and nail to protect 24,000 on the downside. It remains to be seen whether that level gets defended as we count down to the final 2 hours of the trading session. The only sectoral gainer, though, is the PSU Bank Index, but there are plenty of movers in the broader market space, gainers and losers. Vamakshi is here to take us through that. Vamakshi, good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon, Hormaz. Let me first look at the list of the stocks that are actually declining in trade today. Let's first look at Amber Enterprises. The stock is down somewhere around 7% on account of the downgrade that came in from Goldman Sachs. Triveni Turbine is another counter that is down nearly 4.5%. We're also seeing some fall on LTTS as well as Ajanta Pharma. But on the flip side, we have several stocks that are surging in the trading session today. Let's start off with Honasa. That stock has been locked in upper circuit, up nearly 10%. Jayaprakash Power is another one that is up nearly 9%. ITI up nearly 8.4%, and for Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, it is up nearly 7%. Earlier in the day, in fact, the stock was up 9%, and this is the biggest intraday advance seen since April 1st. Apart from that, the insurance stocks have taken a sharp knock in the trading session today. Let's first look at, HDFC Life. That stock is down nearly 3%. SBI Life is another counter that is down nearly 3.7%. Max Financial and not M&M Financial is also down and out in trading session today, as the regulator may look to cap banking partners' business to nearly 50%. Volume-led movers, let's look at that list as well. IRDA is up nearly 4.6%. This is the biggest intraday advance that we've seen since August 22. HUDCO is another counter that is surging in trade, and that is because they've signed an MOU with NBCC for a project worth 600 crores. BDL and RCF are some other counters that are up nearly 4% in trade today.
Thank you so much for that, Vamakshi. Like you pointed out, some of the insurance stocks today have taken a bit of a beating. But on the other hand, one particular name within the insurance space, that is ICICI Prudential Life, that particular stock is actually trading near the day's highest point. One of the reasons there could be the relatively lower dependence as far as the bancassurance channel is concerned. But moving on, let's welcome Dharmesh Shah from ICICI Securities for a technical check on the market. Good afternoon, Dharmesh. First up, how are you looking at the markets? We've seen a very sharp sell-off, especially post 10 a.m. today. Is it mainly related to expiry moves?
Yeah, good afternoon, Vivek. Yes, definitely. I think so. It's more likely a expiry sell-off looks like, where the Nifty is currently trading at around 24,000. We believe, I think, so if you look at the market has already seen a 1,000-point rally from 23,900 to 24,300. We believe this is normal retracement where Nifty should take a support at around 23,600 to 23,700, which should hold. And eventually, we believe, I think, so such corrections gives us a good buying opportunity. So buy the dip should be the strategy for target of 24,500. So it looks like more of an expiry related sell-off, but I believe, I think so market should find a support at around 23,600 to 23,700, and we should be gradually heading towards 24,500 in the coming weeks.
24,500 in the coming weeks. Interesting. Dharmesh, what are the stocks that you're recommending this afternoon?
Yeah, as far as sectors are concerned, we remain to be positive for infrastructure as a space. We expect, I think, the government spending should improve in Q3 and Q4, which augurs well for overall infrastructure as a space. We remain to be positive for capital goods as a sector. Again, L&T remains to be a topic inside the sector, where the stock, if you look at the last chart, L&T, I think so, the stock seems to be finding the support at the long-term rising trend line, joining the lows of 2020, 22, and 24, which also coincides with the 52-week EMA. So we believe so the stock looks likely to head towards a target of around 4,060, keeping a stop loss of 33.40. Apart from L&T, again a proxy to play of infrastructure, we remain to be positive for Ramco Cement. Ramco Cement, again, I think so the pure cement sector as a whole has done nothing for a long time and has seen a good healthy consolidation. We believe, I think so Ramco has a head towards 1,070, keeping a stop loss of 895 after finding a strong support at 52-week EMA. So L&T and Ramco Cements remain to our top pick at the current level.
Thank you so much for that, Dharmesh. Interesting picks from you, and also looking at the. Thank you so much for sharing your index level. But moving on, we'll slip into a short break. We'll get you more on the markets and stock specific action on the other side. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. And just a few minutes ago, Vamakshi was mentioning about the insurance stocks that have fallen sharply in today's trading session. And that is after my colleague Yash reported that the insurance regulator is concerned on the concentration of the insurers' business dependence on bank assurance. Now, the regulator also likely to have asked insurers to reduce the contribution of banks to business and also limit the business generated via banks to just 50%. Now, the finance minister also raised concerns about insurance mis-selling, emphasizing its contribution to higher borrowing costs for customers. She urged banks to focus on affordable lending rates and not burden customers with needless insurance products. Listen into what the finance minister and also what the chairman of the IRDAI, the insurance regulator, had to say on this matter.
Trust should be built by the way you offer your portfolios, by the way you offer your service, and by the way you look at each customer's requirement without clubbing them into one class, particularly in the context where banks facilitate the distribution of insurance products. I wish to say this for due consideration of the bank's boards. While this model has significantly contributed to improving insurance penetration across the country, it has also raised concerns about instances of mis-selling, and I would say added or contributed in indirect ways of increased cost of borrowing for the customers. So banks will have to look at it with a lot more emphasis on their core banking activities and not burden customers with insurances which they don't require.
When we buy insurance, obviously this becomes a very easy place for me to access, to understand, and I would expect that the bank as a customer would sell me the right product at the right price. So obviously the banker channel is a very useful channel, but of late a lot of ills have crept into the system. I think we all need to sit together, thrash out that so that we restore that confidence, and it should become a distribution model which is low cost. You don't need to run after chasing customers. You have to give the option to the customer, no mis-selling, no forced selling, and of course the Bima Sugam will also facilitate all of that. So I believe that there is merit in this system, but we have to do it with care and caution so that you don't forget your activity and only start selling insurance.
Well, you heard both the FM as well as the IRDAI coming in and talking about this particular development as far as the insurance space is concerned. All of the stocks are reacting very sharply to the news break of our colleague. But moving on, this is our special segment, Midcap Spotlight. Upasana will focus on Amber Enterprises following a downgrade from brokerage firm Goldman Sachs.
Well, Goldman Sachs downgrades Amber Enterprises after 107% YTD rally, and it believes that most of the positives has already been priced in. The brokerage has raised the target price to 6,300 per share, but shifts the rating to neutral, citing limited upside potential. It says that the overall outlook remains positive but cautious. While there may be a near-term volatility given the seasonality in the core AC business of the company, it says Amber is a key beneficiary in the air conditioner electronics sector in India. With the new growth drivers emerging for the company, it says that the seasonality dependence associated with the company's AC business is reducing, which will in turn improve company's return ratios substantially over the next 3 years. Hence, the brokerage has revised its 12-month target price at 6,300 versus 4,550 per share.
Well, it's showing up on the stock price as well. Upasana, thanks a lot for that. Amber Enterprises that opened flat, but since then it has fallen prey to that selling pressure that we have seen in the markets. Now 6% lower for Amber Enterprises at 6,080. Time for a short break. More on the markets and specific stocks on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll be back on the other side. Welcome back. Now let's move on to a quick announcement. Fintech platform Grow and CNBC-TV18 have launched the Growth Code initiative. Now with explainers for informed investing and insights from pro traders, the Growth Code initiative will help you make informed investment decisions and teach you how to navigate trading pitfalls. Take a look.
In recent years, the Indian stock market has witnessed an unprecedented rise in retail investor participation, fueled by technological advancements, accessible trading platforms, and increased awareness. Millions of individuals are entering the market for the first time.
बिल्कुल स्टॉक मार्केट में आया ये बदलाव दर्शाता है कि वेल इन्फॉर्म्ड होकर ही निवेश संबंधी फैसला लेना कितना ज़रूरी है। जो इन्वेस्टर्स और ट्रेडर्स बाजार के डायनामिक्स समझते हैं, रिस्क इवैल्यूएट करने और अपने फाइनेंशियल गोल सेट करने के लिए समय निकालते हैं, वो निश्चित ही अपने लॉसेस को मिनिमाइज कर सकते हैं।
हेलो एवरीवन, आई एम प्रशांत नायर
और मैं हूं अनुज सिंघल। आज हमें ये बताते हुए बहुत खुशी हो रही है कि भारत का सबसे बड़ा स्टॉक ब्रोकिंग प्लेटफॉर्म ग्रो और देश के सबसे बड़े बिजनेस न्यूज़ चैनल CNBC TV18 और CNBC आवाज़ साथ मिलकर ला रहे हैं एक बहुत ही खास इनिशिएटिव ग्रोथ कोड।
Together, we are embarking on this incredible endeavor, reflecting our shared commitment to help investors and traders make better decisions. And joining us now to tell us more about this exciting partnership is the co-founder and CEO of Grow, Lalit Keshre. Lalit, great to have you with us here. Thank you very much. Could you tell us more about what makes this collaboration special and how you envision it enhancing responsible investing and trading practices?
Sure. So if you see like the growth that has happened in Indian capital markets since like around 2015-16, it has been phenomenal. Millions of retail investors have participated, and Grow, we have been like fortunate to kind of be there and build a platform for our customers. CNBC has been kind of doing a great work in terms of educating customers in capital markets and investing in wealth. With the markets kind of, the number of participants in the markets growing, financialization of savings and wealth moving from traditional assets to financial assets and so on, CNBC and Grow, we think that, you know, there are a lot of mistakes that that investors and traders can make, and kind of to help them kind of make right decisions. We are starting this initiative. We'll cover a lot of specialized content, try to bring a lot of experts and experienced traders, investors to help customers learn a lot more about markets, and hopefully they will make better decisions.
ललित, इस सफर में ट्रेडर्स अक्सर ऐसी गलतियां कर देते हैं जिससे उन्हें भारी नुकसान हो सकता है। उस बारे में बताइए, उन्हें क्या नहीं करना चाहिए?
But there are a lot of them. So today, while a lot of people are making wealth in the markets, there are a lot of bad products or bad kind of decisions that people make. Some of them that I can recount, like, over trading is one big problem where people kind of get in the flow of trading a lot more in derivatives or in stocks and so on, and end up losing a lot of money. Or leverage is like very, very bad for most of the customers because without leverage you just lose what you have, but with leverage you end up kind of losing a lot more. Apart from that, there's a lot of irrational exuberance in some of these stocks, or where people end up buying very, very overvalued stocks, or end up buying without any due diligence. These kind of decisions end up hurting investors a lot.
So how does the Growth Code initiative help traders make better decisions to grow their investments and protect their trades?
So with Growth Code, we want to bring up with very, very kind of specialized content for investors and traders, right? Where experts and experienced traders or investors, they would talk about the kind of mistakes they have made, what are the kind of things that people should kind of be aware about before kind of they are trading with their hard-earned money. And there will be like very, very specific topics that we'll cover over next few weeks.
ऐसी कौन सी 3 जरूरी बातें हैं जो निवेशकों को इस सफर में हमेशा याद रखनी चाहिए?
So top 3 things that people should abide by. Number 1, like don't trade in anything that you don't understand. It's very important because for every buy or sell there is a person behind who is doing the other trade, and if they know more about it than you, then the probability of making money is very, very low. Second thing is, although there are narratives around you that it is very easy to make money in the markets in rising money, like there will be a lot of FOMO and a lot of people will say, oh, I made this much money, but making money is never easy. So kind of invest, read a lot and so on. And third thing is very important, don't kind of listen to tips. Like, there will be people who will tell you buy this, buy that. And I think our lives will be better if we kind of don't listen to them.
ललित, बहुत बढ़िया बात बोली आपने। रिटेल इन्वेस्टिंग बढ़ने के साथ जिम्मेदारी से इन्वेस्टमेंट और ट्रेडिंग के लिए निवेशकों को जागरूक करना बहुत जरूरी है।
We are excited to play a role in equipping investors with the tools they need for their long-term success. Through Growth Code initiative, we aim to help investors and traders take informed decisions. Thank you, Lalit, for being part of this insightful discussion.
शुक्रिया ललित इस बातचीत के लिए, और आप सभी बने रहिए हमारे साथ।
Well, a very interesting initiative over there. But moving back to the markets, have a look at some of the insurance stocks. Have a look at a name like HDFC Life, SBI Life, and Max Financial. These 3 stocks have taken it on the chin on the back of this particular news flow. On the other hand, the stocks that are holding out in the green are LIC as well as ICICI Prudential. The other stock that is related to the insurance space is Policy Bazaar. That stock is largely flattish. But with that, it's all the time we have on this edition of Midcap Radar Mutual Fund Corner. When we return.